Welcome, welcome. So going to be fun to be here tonight. We're just going to have a good time. We're going to sew. This one's for the kids. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of different projects we're working on. But the kids are included also. So let me just explain that we annually do a Toys for Tots. We've started it, I don't even know how long ago. It's been a while. In fact, I got an email today from Toys for Tots campaign wondering where our donation is for this year. But anyway, they're a little early. We didn't donate till later last year, but we do try to get it in as soon as possible, to help the kids, obviously. So what we'll do is we do a sew along. We're going to keep it quick and easy tonight. We know y'all are busy. We know there's lots going on. And yet, at the same time, we still want to think about the kids. It just so happens today is Giving Tuesday. So that was not a coincidence. We thought we would kind of correlate it all in together so that would, maybe inspire you a little bit. Keep in mind that when you donate to Fit to Stitch, to Toys for Tots on Fit to Stitch, 100% goes. We don't keep anything. In fact, more than 100% goes because we pay credit card fees. We do all that. So 100% goes to the kids. So, but keep in mind that there's no benefit of giving to us to give to them if you want to give directly to them. Our goal is to just make aware of the Toys for Tots campaign. I'm a big believer that children do not get to choose their parents. They do not get to choose the situation they're born into, and they are kind of subject to their parents. And that is, in many cases, unfortunate. So that's why I love this, this whole concept. All right, so this is about Toys for Tots. And if you go to fittostitch.com or in your email today, there was a link. But if you're not on our email list, if you go to fittostitch.com and go to donations, you'll see, and do view all, you'll see that there's a link in there. We have lots of stuff going on also, though. We have our sew along tonight. I always just pick a pattern to do, and I picked the swing jacket 928. Now, we have shipped those to those who have ordered this pair. This is a duo. This is 928 and 3324. This was a duo that we had a little while ago. It was a kind of a winter duo, and it was also for a giveaway. Well, it's going to count for a giveaway also, but I've decided this pattern, both of these patterns, they're just too good. They're too good to not have them more available. So I decided to do the sew along on 928. It can take almost any fabrics, and the goal in showing you all these fabrics tonight is to give you lots of ideas as to how you can do them and what you can do with them. So I put them back up, and they are available, and they're no longer a pre-order. They're available for immediate shipment. We shipped them out over the weekend, and I think I wasn't in the office today, so I don't know if they finished shipping today or not. I'm not sure. But anyway, those two patterns are available. Also on Fit to Stitch, also under donations. The 928, this is Ming's swing jacket, is what we're going to work on tonight. I've got it on, I've got it there. It's just a great little jacket. And I love the sleeve. All right, then also we have a blouse fitting class. This actually is a blouse. In its concept, it's a blouse. I know we call it a jacket, but it's a blouse. There's no shoulder pad. It's a blouse sleeve. All of those variables. Put it into the blouse category. So that is why the number is 928, because it's below 1,000. All of our below 1,000s are blouses or tops, knit tops, one or the other. There is a fitting class on blouses that you can sign up for. All of these things, anything you buy from Fit to Stitch, even the donations, you guys, will put you into the Peggy giveaway. If somebody donated $100 today to Fit to Stitch, that gives them 5 entries into the Peggy giveaway. Again, we do not care where you give. It's your choice to give where you want. But just know that if you do it through Fit to Stitch, through the Toys for Tots, we will enter that into the giveaway. We'll give you a little reward for it. And then we have a new silhouette shorty. This is really cool, you guys. I'm really excited about this. This obviously came from you all because whenever I go to fitting classes, I'm always complaining that I can't bring my French curve because every time I bring my French curve, it breaks because it's too long. So we're making a shorty one, and it goes to 8 inches here, so it's just going to be this top portion. There's a picture of it also on Fit to Stitch, and that's $20. It's a pre-sale. We'll pay shipping on it even. That also enters you into, and I know it's every $20, and it's only $19.99, but we'll enter that into a Peggy giveaway. So there's lots of stuff going on, and we're really excited to have all this stuff happening. It's a great time of year. It's a great giving time. This is a great gift. $20 to give one of your sewing friends a French curve that needs a good French curve. But there's also, anyway, we'll quit talking. Let's start sewing. And then I want to show you fabric. So the fabric that I'm sewing tonight is, it's fabric number 6967. I'm sorry. 6963. It's a Balenciaga. And I'm just going to explain the fabric to you just a little bit because I decided to, I really wanted to utilize, it's a reversible fabric. It's a wool cotton fabric and it's reversible. So I really wanted to utilize both sides gently, you know, in this particular jacket. So as we go through and as we sew it, I'll kind of do that explaining. I don't think I need to explain it up front. Let's just get sewing. We've got lots to do tonight, and I want to get to it all. All right, so we're going to start with the front. And the front, we're going to do a French dart. We don't have a camera on this tonight. We just got the one camera. If you need to see something close up, just let us know and I'll show it close up. So I've actually stitched this on the one side, and I'm going to stitch it on the other side. Now again, keep in mind, as I went through and decided to do this, I really wanted to show both sides. So as I'll show you in the pattern where I made changes to it and why I made those changes based on it was all based on fabric. All right, so French dart. I know I'm not a back stitcher, I think you all know that. So I know it's on my lap, you can't see. I'm just going to tie off this dart. And I'm going to just press that dart. And when you press a dart, I'm going to take that off. You're going to press the dart. Can you see that okay? I'm going to move it again like this. Do that. You're going to press the dart down. Okay, so you can just kind of pull that up to where it's at the very tip. If you have a ham, you can use a ham. It goes back to when I was in college. We weren't allowed to use any of those tools. But it's interesting because I'm going to do a tools class for winter. We're going to offer a tools class because I think it's really important to have some tools. Just I think sometimes we use too many and they slow us down. So anyway. All right, so there we have it. All right, so then I'm going to go to my yoke, and I'm going to sew, this has a back yoke, and I'm going to sew those right sides together. And this doesn't make any difference whether you serge or sew, doesn't make a difference. I mean, I would be doing it with a serger, just because this is an unlined jacket. But it's your jacket, your call. You can always finish the edges. I've always said that people don't need to really finish edges. It's more cosmetic. And that's kind of why we do it. All right, there we go there. I'm going to sew the back. This back has all this fun built into it. Look at this back. It's just so cute how full it is. And it's a little bit longer in the center back. So it's just really fits well, hangs well. It's really cute. And that's why I say it's just a great jacket. There's just so many great fabrics that it can be done with. Now keep in mind, I've sewn the pattern numerous times, so I'm pretty familiar with the pattern. I totally realize it would take you a little longer to align things and all that stuff. Part of watching and seeing a sew along, I think, helps you get through the process faster. Okay, so there we have the body of the jacket. We've got the back yoke. We've got the front. And I did the sleeves two different ways because I really wanted to focus on the sleeves and because I really wanted to show you how to do them. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of show you the sleeve itself. And if you notice, there's like a dip, but that dip is toward the front, is higher. It's not in the middle. So this is actually the front of the sleeve. So just so I don't screw that up, the cap itself is the same. Many of our blouses are. But this dip, if you notice, if I were to fold it in half, the dip is farther toward the front. So this is the front of the sleeve. I want to make sure it goes in the right, the correct side. So I'm going to put it in this side. And there's two ways to put this in. So I'm going to show you both ways. The first way is I'm going to put this down. And just like we always do, I'm going to put the sleeve down. I'm going to use a 3/8 inch seam allowance. And I'm going to come around to the top. Are we okay? Do I need questions? Can you stop? Pardon? Okay. And also, you guys, I also wanted to tell you something. I got an email, I don't know, yesterday, can't remember when it was, but the person was asking if they could ask a question in this format. And the answer is yes, if it's about what we're doing. But it was a general question. It was about something we weren't doing. And that is the time when you would ask the question on our Q&As, on our Thursday night Q&As. And so I don't answer people back specifically. I just take the time to put all of those into a Q&A. So if you're watching tonight, know that that question will go to the Thursday night, and this Thursday night we actually have a Q&A going on. So just FYI. Okay, so I put this sleeve in, and I'm going to just kind of give that a little bit of a press, just so you can see the two different ways that we have to doing this. Okay, question is the pattern based on 600? It is. If so, will I need to make the same changes to the back for a rounded upper back? Yes. Yes, I've got some strings coming in through there. I don't know where they're coming from. Give me a minute, let me check. All right, well, now when you go to press this, I'm going to press into the sleeve, not into the body. I'm going to press into the sleeve. Now blouses, whenever you're dealing with blouses, you have an option which way to press that seam. But because I want that blouse sleeve to have a little bit of a sleeve head, that's why I'm going to press it out into the sleeve and not into the body of the garment. Does that make sense to everybody? It's only a 3/8 inch seam, so it can be pressed either way. It doesn't matter. These little ironing boards are awesome. They're awesome for travel. They're awesome just to kind of get that little area just spot on. They're really helpful. Okay, so when I'm showing you this, oh, there it was. I was looking on the wrong side. That's why I couldn't find it. I was looking in the front. It's in the back. Okay, so this is the front. And you can see how my little dip there is toward the front. Now, the reason I'm pointing that out is I've done one sleeve. And you can see that the high part right here comes into the front. And so I just want to make sure that as you're doing the pattern and looking at it, you can see that this little V is not right on the edge. It's actually toward the front. And then also now, I did this one sleeve so we could kind of look at it. The sleeve is wrapped at the bottom. And I'm going to show you how to do that and how to put that in, because they're just cute. They're cute little sleeves, or I think they are. Okay? Okay, looks like you're making it inside out. Why are you putting the pattern on the inside. Well, the fabric is reversible. So I'm not making it inside out. The fabric it's a Balenciaga and it's a reversible. So let me go through. I've got it together enough. Let me go through and explain to you what I'm doing. Because I felt like if I started explaining to it before we even started, it would be difficult for you to understand what I was saying. And actually, I'm going to stitch one more seam before we do that. I'm going to stitch the underarm seam and the side seam. And you'll really get a clearer view of what I'm doing once we have that. And then I'll walk it backwards so you can see what's going on. Okay, so once I press the sleeve, and you'll have to press the sleeve before you do the side seam. Well, I shouldn't say you have to. You don't have to, but it's just much, much easier to press the seam. You can access it. Much better once you, if you press the sleeve first. Okay. Okay. So again, this is a reversible pattern. So what I decided I wanted is I wanted it to peek out in just certain places. So for instance, would you do me a favor? Hand me that hanger right there. I think if I put this on a hanger, I'll be able to hold it a little bit better. Okay. So the sleeve itself is a main player, in my opinion. So when I did the sleeve, like on my sleeve, this is double. You actually cut the sleeve ruffle, you cut 4 of them. And you sew them together and turn them, where on this one I decided to let the wrong side, the right side, whatever side you want to call it, I decided to just do a rolled edge here. And so that will actually peek out. This sleeve belongs to this arm. And so you can see that it's just going to peek out there at the bottom. Now, because I didn't want it in just that one place, I felt like it would look like it didn't belong. I took the collar, and the collar is also 2 layers. I wanted to keep it 2 layers because I felt like I wanted it to be finished with 2 layers. And so the collar is going to be dark on the outside and light on the inside. Now I could have done that single layer, but let me show you why I did. If you look at this and it's all closed up, when I can wear the jacket like this, it will all be dark. But if I decide to wear the jacket open like this inside of the collar will show, and I'm going to do the inside facing so that it will also show. So that, if I wear it open, you'll see both sides of the fabric. If I wear it closed, you'll only see it peeking out through the sleeves. And that's just kind of, those were all just decisions that I liked and wanted to make, and, you know, it wasn't a big deal. You know, it's not even, so I'm going to put when I put this collar on now, I want it to be like this. So I'm going to put the right side of the collar, or the dark side of the collar, against the jacket. And then I'm going to reverse the facing also so that you can see that. Okay, and I'm going to jump ahead and make sure that it's even, or that it's in the right place. And the collar goes on just a seam allowance away from the front. And we're okay on questions, huh? How's everybody doing tonight? Are you guys getting ready? I hope your Thanksgiving, we had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We just had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We just cooked everything imaginable. It was just fun. We had people and dogs and all kinds of visitors, and it's just a fun, fun day. So I hope it was for all of you. Okay, question is, are you still answering questions for the pant fitting class on the private site? Yeah. The pant fitting? Yeah, the pant fitting's fairly new. Just if there's a question that you post and you feel like sufficient time, a week has gone by and I haven't answered it, just shoot me an email and say, hey, I've got a question on the pant fitting site, would you answer it? And I'll go, just kind of bring my attention. And I will go over there and answer it. Okay, so just make sure this is like it is. I don't sew it on, I just pin it in place. I just make sure it's pinned on correctly. But then what I want to do when I put the facing on top, and the facing, what I did is I finished, and it tells you all this, do the serging on the inside and then also do it on the neck edge there. You're going to finish those two edges. Now typically I would put the facing down with the dark side against the dark side, but I'm not. I'm going to put the light side down so that when I go to change this around, the light side will be up. And I'm going to do just this section so you can see what I'm talking about. Now also keep in mind that you put this collar just at a seam allowance away, so you want to kind of feel your way through that. And then when I change directions, I'm going to stitch this and go all the way around. And you're going to sew the collar on. I'm actually not going to go all the way around because I've always felt like sew-alongs were like watching paint dry. And so I want you to understand it, but there's just no reason to sit here and watch me sew. All right, and you'll plenty get enough to where you can understand what I'm doing. And I want to show you the sleeve too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew down the rest of the front. Okay. All right, so here we go. I've got some pins in there I need to get rid of. And we're going to come in, we'll bring you in close to this corner. This is where we've stitched both directions. You don't leave your needle down and change directions. You want to make sure that you're stitching off and then come back on and cross your corners. My collar's right in there. So I'm going to fold, we'll fold it to the side of the facing. It's easier to grab. Fold, fold, then reach in there and just grab the corner and flip it out. Okay, so, and I'm going to press this section. You okay? I'm going to press this because I want you to kind of see what I'm doing here. And whenever you're using a two-sided fabric, there's so many fun things you could do with this. It almost makes like when you sew it, and you've got the contrast of the two colors, you could do a little piping. There's so many cute options that you can do. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. If I wear the jacket open like this, if I wear the jacket open like this, you can see that the light side over here will be open. I know you can't do all this camera work. I'm jumping all over the place. It's hard because he doesn't know what I'm thinking. All right, but anyway, there you go. That's what I wanted to show you. It's just how, if you wear it open, if I wear it closed, it'll be all one color, but if I wear it open, it'll peak up the color of the cuff. That was all design choices. That was all stuff I decided that, would just be kind of cute and fun. So that was just the only goal. Okay, now what I want to show you, and this sews back up here, is I want to put that sleeve together. Now the reason I did 2 different sleeves here is because this side I decided to have it all done so I could show you as I was doing the other one, and then I'm just going to set it in. You can insert the sleeve flat and then put on the cuff. It doesn't make any difference. I did this one flat because I wanted you to see that way to do it, but you can also insert it. Okay, so now what we have left is we have this cuff to put in the bottom. And what I want to do is show you how to do this cuff. It's easy and it's fun. So I'm going to, on the pattern, you've got this point right here is A and this point right here is A. And if you put these two together, you'll notice that one side is longer than the other side. The shorter side is going to go on top. So I'm going to put these 2 A's on top, and all the raw edges are going to be brought together. I'm going to probably do this for you a couple times because it's easy to do. It's drawn very well in your guides. But I don't know, I guess I've done this long enough. I know where you guys are going to ask questions. Okay, and that's what makes this cute little cuff. Now I want to show you something on this blue jacket over here, because when I was playing with it and making different jackets, I decided let's do something a little different. So we're going to look at this blue jacket over here, and I'm going to show you that I did not include the edges in the seam. Okay, so in this one right here, there's the point right there, and then this edge is brought all the way up to the seam, and this edge inside is brought all the way up to the seam, and that's the way the cuff looks. But here I decided, let's just leave it loose and see what happens, and I just overlapped it, and it gave a completely different look. This is the way that the original was, but I'm not going to tell you that it's not really cute to do it different ways. So I just thought I'd point out those 2 options, but this is how it is. I want to compare this to like a shawl collar. It's exactly like a shawl collar. And this is the point of the shoulder seam where you cut ahead of time. So we're going to line these 2 points up, and on your pattern, these are marked A's and this is marked A. Okay? So we're going to put that whole thing right sides together, and I'm going to pull it through in here. And what we're going to do, just like you do with the shawl collar, we're going to cut. Boom. Just that little tiny bit, and we're going to line those up. So that goes there, and we're literally going to stitch to that point. We're going to leave our needle down, just like we've done, and we're going to turn directions. Okay, so I'm going to kind of pin this around and just make sure you see it and understand it, and then we'll sew it. And then I'll show you the advantages of top stitching it or not. Then we'll put our jacket on our mannequin. Okay, so that's where it splits off and it goes a different direction. We're going to pull the sleeve up here. There's my sleeve. The rest of it is just sewn straight together, nothing magic about it. Just that one little section that's a little bit tricky. If you know how to do a shawl collar, and people have said to me all the time, oh, those shawl collars are so easy. They are, if you know how. It's always that if you know how. Okay, so I've got that pinned all the way around. It's just a 1-to-1. It's a very easy thing to do. But I really like these sleeves. Okay, and it doesn't matter where you start. I have a tendency to not start there at that V because it's just easier to go there and to pivot. So I'm just going to start somewhere else. And again, it doesn't even matter where you start. And again, you're going to sew with that V up because you're going to want to be able to, just like the shawl collar, when you're sewing across the shoulder and you pivot into the neckline, you're going to want to be able to see that V. You've got to, have your sewing machine all right on it. You can serge after the fact, but you're not going to be able to serge this, as you're doing it. So we're going to just sew around. I'm just on the regular cuff part. And then here comes my V. So I'm going to take my pin out just so it kind of relaxes it a little bit. And so I stitch right to there, needle down, you can pivot, and I'll show this after I stitch it also, so you can see there's also. And then we go around. It's just really simple to do. Now this pattern, whoops, when you stop, you should stop with your needle down. This pattern has a top stitch on it, on top of it, and you know, at first I thought, oh, that's just going to be too hard, but I think actually as I've done it, I feel like I've made it easier for you. Sorry, it's pulling a little bit. Okay. Let me take it out and I'll show it to you. Now, because the cuff is, you know, sewn like that, you may find it easier. That's why I did it both ways. You may find it easier to just make it ahead of time and then set it in. I don't know, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. See, there's the very top right there. Let me show you the inside just so you can see. There it is. That's what it's going to look like. You clip, you sew right there, and then you just keep on going. Okay, so that when it pulls up, you've got your V. Now what you want to do is take and put all the seam allowances up. You can press it or you can just stitch it right on. Because those seam allowances are going to be pressed up and then they're going to be top stitched in place. And I think it's easy when they're up. Like I notice I don't even press mine typically. I'll go ahead and just push them up and stitch them. And you just go right around and stitch them in place. And you get that. It's really pretty. Then of course you press it. But see how I've got that little tiny bit on that sleeve peeking out now. Okay, so let's put it on the mannequin and take a look at it. We'll take this off and put our fun new little jacket on. And then I want to show you some great fabrics because there are so many fabrics to use for this that it's really a lot of fun. So I'm going to move out of the way. Sorry about that. So that if you decide to wear it closed, certainly can. You can see there's our little sleeve. But if you decide to wear it open, you know, you get a little different look. Is that cute? Oh my goodness. And then of course I love the back. The back is just adorable. Put a little pin on our side seam here just to hold it in place. Okay, so there's nothing you can't do on this. It's easy enough. Let's answer any questions you've got. Isn't that pretty? And I love this. I did a rolled edge on both the cuff as well as the collar, and I just really like it. I really like it. I think it's really pretty. Okay. Can the pattern be lengthened to make it more of a coat? Yes, you know, I was going to make a longer version. I thought it'd be so cute as a long, like, car coat length. Now keep in mind that the back, you know, is very full. So, you know, you want to be careful when you're lengthening it that you just don't get too much fullness. It's all styling. So I would just be careful. That's the only thing I would be careful of. The front's no problem, but the back, because of the fullness in it, I think it would be helpful if you had a longer one that where you measured how wide it was at the bottom so that you got some indication as to how wide it is. That's just a suggestion. But if you're just playing at home by yourself, you might just take a, you know, do a muslin of this so you can see how much wider it gets and if it's, you know, it depends on how tall you are, all those variables. I love a short little swing coat like this. I mean, I really like the back of this. I like how I just love it. And when I did the pattern, I made it a little bit longer. It's a little rounded at the back as opposed to being straight. And I like that also. That was purposeful. Okay. Are you willing? Oh, are you pulling as you're sewing or just guiding the fabric? I'm always pulling. I'm always pulling with the back hand. The back hand is pulling slightly, not like a tug of war, and the front hand is just kind of keeping the seam allowance there. What, did you add length to the shirt you are wearing? No, this is exactly as the pattern is. What is the fabric of the jacket you have on? This is a raw silk. Now, part of the reason I did this red, is we have some red leather coming in. It'll be up on the site. Well, we're going to do a pre-sale, and I know y'all, I mean, sometimes I hate them and sometimes I love them, but pre-sales keep our costs down because we don't have to inventory, we don't have to speculate how many we're going to sell, and if you want it, you get it. You do have to wait a little bit of time, but I've got some beautiful from Florence, Italy. They are red skins, and they'll go up on the site tomorrow. Just watch tomorrow, and there'll be a pre-sale through a week, and then we'll order them and get them in. But I wanted to do it, this is almost like my muslin. I wanted to do it in the red. I mean, I love it, don't get me wrong. But I had this red silk, and I just really love it. And I just wanted to see kind of the flare it would look like, and then I'm going to do it in the leather. Can you repeat the 2 different ruffle comment? Yes. Yes, so this ruffle, the ruffle in the pattern, and the way I have it done is, well, I don't have it. I don't have the blank ruffle. I don't have the pattern. But anyway, when you look at this, the ends of the ruffle right here sew into the seam. So on this one, I finished the edge, and I just left it. I left both of them, rather than bringing this one up and bringing this one in. I just overlapped them a little bit and let it go. Okay? Can you go over where we can find the pattern for purchase? I'm not finding it. Just go to fittostitch.com and go to donations, and it's on that page. It's on the donations page. It's a pattern duo. Did you say the shorter side of the ruffle is on top? Yes. It says this all in your directions, though, you guys. You don't have to remember any of this I said. I just wanted you to kind of visually see it as I was going through. If you notice, the shorter is on top, and also the V, the front of the V. Literally, the pattern is marked front and back, so that you'll put the right one in the right place. And it's just so that it will, it'll have a tendency. The V will be toward the front, as opposed to being in the back. It's kind of like buttoning a cuff so that it goes the right direction. Came in late. Question, if I have a rounded back of 1 inch usually, where do I alter on this pattern, please? Same way you alter on 600. If you're doing, or same place, a yoke doesn't make it any different, just exactly on the same place, wherever that place is. How are you finishing the seams inside? I serge. I'll go back and serge this because it's unfinished. This is the sleeve I did, and I serged those seams. So we'll put this on here, and we'll have a cute little jacket. I just love the sleeve. I just think it's adorable. And I really like that reversible fabric. I thought it would be fun to play with. Can I use a Christian Dior cookies and cream for this pattern? You can. You can. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to go over fabrics, and the main reason I wanted to do fabrics was to show you how versatile this jacket is. And if you can't do it for the top, you could do it for the jeans. The jeans are just incredible too. Does it need a drapey fabric? It does not. It does not. If I am 1 inch shorter than Missy's, 1 inch longer in torso than petite, will the hem pattern be difficult for me to alter? No. No. Just, it's the same base as 3300. So just alter where you need. You could add top to the, you could add top if you wanted to make it higher waisted. How many skins in red would you need for size 6? Okay, so the formula for skins are you take I don't have my phone with me, so I can't actually give you inches, but you're going to convert everything to inches. So let's say you use 3 yards of 60-inch wide fabric. That's just an example. So 3 yards, instead of being 3 yards, it would be 3 times 36, which would be, I think, 108. So you take 108 inches times 60 inches, and you get a number. And you divide that by 144, because leather comes in square feet, and a square foot 12 by 12 is 144. So you divide that by 144, and that will tell you how many square feet you need. And the leathers that we're going to do will come in somewhere right around 6 to 8 square feet. And I would always say get an extra one, simply so that you'll not run out. You know, there's nothing worse than planning a project and then saying, oh, I'm going to have to go to plan B. I'm going to have to, whatever. I mean, you could always do the yoke in something different. You could, but still. Would you serge before top stitching the sleeves? No, I don't. You could. You can. It just doesn't matter. Would I? No, because that top stitching, it's inside a sleeve. It's so not visual. It's not going to ravel. You've got 2 layers of stitching holding the seam down in place. That seam's not going to go anywhere. And I think enough's enough. I think sometimes too many layers of thread is just not a positive. On your jacket, the cuff is 2 layers. Did you sew the hem right sides together and then turn right side out before stitching? Yes. Yeah. So the jacket is made to where the way I did the jacket is you can use any fabric, because the ruffle is 2 layers. The bottom is done, right sides together, you turn it, you trim it, turn it out, and then you insert it, just like I did this one. But I didn't do this one because, like I said, I kind of wanted to take advantage of the little peekaboo in there. Okay? And that's all. Otherwise, I'm going to show you fabrics because it doesn't matter if they're right side out, none of that matters. It will all work. So let's take a minute and let's look at fabrics. Any other questions? We can go back. We're not going anywhere, but let's start looking at fabrics just so we can show you. We've got some beautiful fabrics. All of the numbers tonight are on Silhouette Pattern page. They start with 6,900, sorry. But instead of 6,900, they actually start with 6,950. So this is 6,951. And they go through 6,969. So we've got 19 fabrics. They just start a little differently. But if you just go to view all and all the way to the bottom of the page, you'll see them all. Okay? And I just start off with this one because it's just lovely. This is a cotton poly. It's from France. And it is just a really beautiful piece. It's a knit, and it has stretch in both directions. So this, like I wouldn't do a double cuff. The back side of this is black. I would just leave it black. Because I think, your call. But that's why when you get the fabric, you can kind of think through, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? So you get to do whatever you decide you want to do. And you're going to wear it. This next one is a really beautiful, it's a Pontoroma. And I feel like Pontoroma weight for this jacket is just a real positive. This is a kind of a reptile looking Pontoroma. It's a black and blue. It's just beautiful. I wish you guys could feel this stuff. Mm-hmm. And the back on this is, there we go, isn't that pretty? The back on this is black. I'm going to bring you the black into that camera view so you can see it. So again, you could always do it single layer, or you could do a double layer. It's your call. And a lot of that, I felt like it could change based on the weight of it. Okay, so that's 69.52. 69.53, this is a beautiful Pontoroma. I just love the weight to do this. I think this weight for this jacket is just really beautiful. It does not matter if it's knit or woven. Doesn't make any difference. There we go. Love that. They can actually see it, huh? Isn't that pretty? I just love this piece. I love the color. I love everything. There's not a lot of it. We've sold a lot through the store, but it's very, very pretty. All right, and then this other one, this one next to it, this blue, keep in mind that because it's a blouse, there's no reason why it couldn't be a blouse and use more of a blouse weight fabric. And so I really wanted to introduce to you, this is 69.54. It's a cotton poly, it's a woven, but it's just beautiful. And I just love kind of the linear look on here. It's light, it's pretty, it's just beautiful fabric. Doesn't really matter what you're going to do with it. It's going to turn out really, really pretty. This next one is a viscose. And it's a teal, has a beautiful drape to it. The colors on the dots on the teal are a camel and a black and a milk. Very, very contemporary. Just a really beautiful fabric. People who have felt it in the store keep saying, oh, there's a silk, it's a silk. No, it's not a silk. It feels like a silk. It's a viscose. It's a woven viscose, but it's just really, really beautiful. Okay, and that's $69.55. And then $69.56. I wanted you to see this because it is really beautiful. Now this is a Balenciaga, and it's a cashmere wool. But look, it's double-faced, you guys. So, but it's light. I mean, it's not in your face double face. So we're going to come in close so you can see. Isn't that beautiful? But it's a solid camel on the back, but both sides should be used. I mean, obviously not should, but if you can. This is Italian. We don't have a lot of it. It's a beautiful piece. And look at that. Now the colors going through, it's a camel, and it's a brown. It's a light brown, tan, and then there's a blue. The horizontal are blue. Oh, it's pretty. Just pretty. And it's, like I said, a wool cashmere. So it's about a 4-ounce weight. Be just a beautiful coat. Just all kinds of stuff you could do out of that. Cape, you name it. And this one, oh, I love this one too. This is $69.57. I hope I'm giving you the right answer. $69.57. No, yes, $69.57. Sorry. This is a 100% viscose. I just think this would make a greatest jacket. The swing jacket. I think that's why I decided to. There's just so many fabrics that work well with this pattern. I don't know of a pattern we have that works this well with this many fabrics. So I really just feel like it needs to be in our wardrobes, you guys. It's perfect. Can you imagine just with a little camel pair of pants or black slacks? Just a really good looking outfit. All right, so that's 100% viscose, and that's a knit. All right, and that's $69.57 is this one right here. $69.57 is a viscose also. Viscose lycra. This is a stretch woven. Both sides are easily usable. Hold that out just so you can get a good look at it. It's a beautiful pant weight, but this jacket, it would be gorgeous. So you could easily do this jacket in like a suit look, where you could do just a simple pair of pants with it and they're stretch woven and it'd be a beautiful little outfit. All right, so that's a viscose lycra. And then this next one, we've had this one before, but it went so beautiful with this plum, I had to do it. I felt like this was 100% wool. It was a knit, but I felt like it would be great. I would square up the collar. It's the only thing I would change. Rather than having the round collar, I would have a square collar. So it's 100% wool. It's a grape, plum, I guess whatever you want to call it. And both sides are usable. This is a knitted fabric where, both sides are great. So I felt like it'd be really fun to play off of this. And instead of using a blouse sleeve, you could use a knit sleeve and a knit armhole. And it'd be really fun to make it into like a knit top or a little knit jacket rather than the woven. So I really wanted to, like I said, change up these fabrics and then look at this plum that it goes with. This is called a deep plum. This is an Italian piece. It's like a pontoroma. It has stretch in both directions. This is a beautiful piece of fabric. There's not a lot of it here, but it is gorgeous. And it's actually deeper than I think it looks on the monitor. I mean, I'm not looking at your monitors, I'm looking at mine, but it's much deeper. It's a really deep plum. The name of it is Deep Plum. And it's pretty. Pontoroma weight, stretch in both directions. It's perfect. It's just pretty. And again, it goes so well with this, knit here. All right, so let's go back. We've got the first 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We'll just kind of see if there's any questions, if we need to go back on anything, and then this bottom row is going to knock your socks off. So I'm excited about the bottom row. I'm excited about it all, but I get really excited about the fabrics. Were you going to show us the top stitching? Yeah, we can. You can come in. We'll come in close on this sample that I did. Can we buy the jacket pattern only? No. We're only doing it in a dual pack. Are you wearing the new pants pattern? If so, can we see the bottom? No, I'm wearing yoga pants. I don't have the new pants pattern on. I'll wear the new pants pattern next Tuesday. Next Tuesday night, I've already got some ideas what I want to do for the webcast. I'm really excited about it. So it'll be fun to do it next Tuesday. Would the blouse work for that sateen moon fabric that you had a couple weeks ago? Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. The swing, you're talking about the swing. Yes. What fabric properties are the best for this top? I don't think there's a best. I think that's what I love about this pattern. You can do woven, you can do knit, you can do heavy, you can do light, because you can adjust, your ruffle, you can adjust the pieces. There's just so many options. So I think it makes a really versatile jacket, and I think it is an array of fabrics that you can use. The collar itself has kind of got a curve to it, but you could square that if you felt like you wanted to stay with a masculine fabric. The little ruffle is just not enough of a ruffle. You could do a cute little interpretation with it with stripes. So I think really it could go either way. I'm guessing a sway back adjustment is not needed. It's not needed, no, that's correct. The plum is a knit. Both plums are knits. This is a wool knit. It has stretch in one direction. This is a, what is this? The plum, it's a viscose spandex, and it has stretch in both directions. So yes. We got it? All right, let's go to the bottom row. All right, you ready for this? This has got some cool stuff. So again, I wanted to put a stripe in here because I felt like a stripe would work really, really well. You just want to manipulate the pieces enough to where the stripes can do what you want them to do. So this is 69.61. It is a stripe that has stretch in both directions, so you can turn that stripe any way you want. And also when you're thinking about a stripe and you're thinking about something like this, pair it with a solid black. Like do the collar in a solid black or do the ruffle in a solid black so that it just really uses the blacks as accents. You don't have to do the whole thing in a stripe. You can pair it with another piece. And I think that would be a great way to do this. Okay, so that's 69.61. 69.62, I love this. This is a cotton poly. It is, if you look at it closely, it's got like a camo pattern, but it's tone on tone. This would be just a cute little jacket. And of course you could do the ruffle, you could do the collar, you could do it all. It's got great drape. It's kind of the weight of like a lightweight scuba or lightweight pontoroma. It has stretch in two directions, but more stretch in one direction. And it's a cotton poly. Isn't that cool looking? I just think it's really a great looking fabric, especially to do like a little very contemporary jacket. And one thing I like about the swing jacket is I don't feel like it's age. I think all ages can wear it, and I think it just looks super good on all ages. This is the fabric I used tonight. This is 69.63, and this is the Balenciaga. And so you can see it's kind of a black denim look on one side. It's a wool cotton is what it is. And then it's a kind of a little dot print on the inside. And it's a wine and a black and a gray are the colors. Okay? It's a wool cotton, and that's a Balenciaga, obviously two-sided. This is a fabric that just has incredible drape to it. So I picked this just because the drape on this is just gorgeous. And I would love to see this jacket with like pants that matched. I just think it'd be really good looking. This is a cotton poly. Nope, sorry. It's 100% viscose. It's one way, and it's a stretch woven. Just stretch in one direction. And of course, that's the way the stripe goes down. So you know, if you're making pants, you could make a pair of yoga pants that would be amazing. Both sides are reversible. I mean, you know, you can use both sides. You can hardly tell the difference from one side to another. Just a fun fabric. $16.99, it's a home run. Okay. All right, then this next one is a reversible denim. It's not a cotton denim, it's a cotton poly. But it's also just a really fun fabric. And I felt like it'd be great to do a little denim jacket. It has stretch in one direction. Good stretch, good retention, both. It is a cotton poly, $16.99. It's just a really good price. It's a pretty color. Very pretty color. Cool. And I don't even know which side's right. I think you could probably use both sides and do some really pretty accents in it. Are these only available at the Fit to Stitch site? Yes, they're only available. These two patterns are offerings from Fit to Stitch, and they are only available on the Fit to Stitch site. The next one is a Versace, and it's a beautiful textured navy. Are these only available? Okay, so the fabrics are available on Silhouette Patterns. The patterns are available on Fit to Stitch. The patterns, nothing on Fit to Stitch site do you pay shipping for. So like the patterns, they're $49.99. It's kind of a long story, but you know, we had to have two different sites. So when we put stuff on Fit to Stitch, we know it's a pain for y'all to go through, but you don't have to pay any shipping. We don't do any shipping on any of that. Everything's included. And the fabrics are all Silhouette Patterns. SilhouettePatterns.com, and then fabrics. All right, so this is a Versace. This is like a Pontoroma weight. It's textured. This is beautiful. This is my fabric of choice, but it would be an amazing swing jacket because the drape on this is just really, really pretty. So we're going to give that a little swing for you so you can see it. You can see that texture there. It's like a little crisscross. If you're using a knit and a knit sleeve, would you just adjust the ruffle to the knit sleeve? Yes, but keep in mind that at the point of the ruffle, your knit and your knit sleeve, your regular sleeve and your knit sleeve are probably not that much difference. It's toward the bottom. And you could make your knit sleeve a little wider. You don't need to make your knit sleeve tight. So I would change up the knit sleeve to where it's not as tight as what a regular knit sleeve would be on a t-shirt. Okay? I'd like to use the plaid fabric for Baker's wrap. Baker's, I don't know what Baker's wrap is off the top of my head, you guys. I'm sorry. I've got so many things in this brain that when I hit for search, Baker's wrap doesn't come up. I remember doing it. I can't, you're going to tell me you can't find it? Is that what you're going to tell me? The pattern, was it Fit to Stitch or Silhouette? Baker's wrap most likely was not a pattern. It was just measurements that I gave you. George's wrap, that's a Fit to Stitch. But I don't know a Baker's wrap. Sorry, you guys. Okay, the Versace, sorry. The Versace, I've lost track here. See, that's what happens when I do questions. This is 100% viscose, and it's just gorgeous. And then look, I put this with this because look at this piece. It's 100% wool, and it's a stripe, and it's a navy and a charcoal. And man, is it good looking. It's 100% wool, but it's a wool knit. Is this gorgeous? So pretty. Now, this is a designer, and those are one of these designers. I'm not allowed to tell you who it is. But they're stretched in one direction on this. I don't think it's really meant to stretch as much as it's just meant to have a little bit of stretch to it. So it's 100% wool. It's reversible. Both sides are usable. Charcoal, and then with that little navy right through it. It's just beautiful. 100% wool. But they're not scratchy. That's what I don't, they're just not scratchy at all. I think there's just the difference in really good fabrics versus not so good fabrics. Okay, and then this next one, probably my favorite. Oh, I think I've said that. This is Hugo Boss. This is Hugo Boss Navy. And this is a wool cashmere. But this wool cashmere is so light. I mean, it's just so pretty. One of my sons touched it and said, "Ooh, what is that?" I said, "Yeah, it's cashmere. That's why you like it." But anyway, it's a wool cashmere. It's a Hugo Boss, just solid, and it's just beautiful. Yeah. Okay. It's a deep navy. It's a very pretty navy color. And I put it around these two because that charcoal and blue, they just go so well together. They're very, very pretty together. And this last one I did, this is 100% cotton. And it's a stretch woven, but it's a really pretty cotton. I think it's 69.69. Yeah, 100% cotton, stretch woven, cute fabric. I just thought that would make a really cute jacket. Now keep in mind that we sell fabrics literally all over the world. And in Australia right now, it's a little warm. Florida, it's a little warm. So I think this would be so cute with little white pants. I think it'd look great with jeans too, but just adorable little jacket here. So this has stretch in one direction, and it's really cute. Just very, very cute. Okay? Okay, so ask us any questions. We'll show you any pairings. This has just been way too much fun. I'm going to kind of review the notes again just to make sure we know and all on the same page. Many, many, many of you are not on our email list, so I just want to make sure you get all the information that you want. Some will complain to me that they don't get the sales and they don't get the codes because so much goes through emails as opposed to here on when I'm doing this. And when I'm doing this, half the time I forget all the stuff I'm supposed to say. Sorry about that. Okay, so any questions? We're just going to wait for a little bit. Let me remind you of a couple things. It's the Toys for Tots. You guys know the rules on that. The patterns, the two patterns are on Fit to Stitch. Donations, everything's on that donation page. So when you all do taxes, you can go and claim, we don't claim any value on any of it. You can go and claim the value. You do that with your accountant and you decide. And that's how that works. But as far as on the donation page, there's our tax ID number. We're a 501c, and so you can do all that. The blouse class is on there. You can sign up. The silhouette shorty. Make sure you get your silhouette shorty. Get that order in. Okay. Toys for Tots. Patterns. What else? Questions. Thursday night we'll have a Q&A. Just FYI. Thursday night, 8 o'clock. We'll do a live Q&A. If you have any questions, send them to me. I'll get them ready, and we'll get them answered. You guys are doing great. There's so many questions that we answer that, you guys show me the results. I don't usually put them on Q&As because we have such a limited time, but I'm so impressed with how you listen and you do it well, and it just looks so good. Your improvements are just incredible. So yay, we make a great team, right? All right, any questions? Are we good? Okay, you guys, so then your job is to make the children smile, and let's be generous. That's it. Happy Giving Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Hope you love the jacket and the sew-along, and we'll see you Thursday night. All right. Bye.